We're going to get some practice comparing the slope some more, or comparing functions. Specifically today, going to work a little bit more with just the slope part of it. All right, so we got Don, works at a T-shirt shack selling tees. The equation y equals 15x minus 520 represents the profit the T-shirt shack makes for each T-shirt sold, where y is the total profit and x is the number of T-shirts sold. John works at the T-shirt hut, and their profits are shown in the table below. Who charges more per T-shirt? How much more? So what are we looking for? Slope. It says charges more per T-shirt. Like I said, we're going to focus a little more on the slope part today. So we got Don at T-shirt shack up here with the equation. What's the slope for Don? 15. Slope is the coefficient. Slope's going in front of the x. So even if they rearrange that, slope is the one that has the x after it, okay? So Don, T-shirt shack, they're at 15. So now we need to find the slope for John at the T-shirt hut. So how do we do that with the table?
You do like how many
Slope from the tables, just like with the ordered pairs. We do change in y over change in x. X is always on the left, y is on the right for the tables, okay? So even if they're not labeled x and y, that's how they look. So our changes in y, we're going from 250 to 420. Change in x, we're going from 50 to 60. So our change in y from 250 to 420, that is 170. You can always subtract the second number minus the first number. From 50 to 60, that's 10. 170 divided by 10, 17. All right, so which one's more? 17's more. That one was John at T-shirt hut. We'll put hut by, and it'd be $2. 17 minus 15. Okay? One of the big mistakes a lot of people were making yesterday was we weren't keeping track of which one's which. It says T-shirt hut's the table, T-shirt shack was the equation, so you gotta keep your names straight on those. Any questions on that one? All right, y'all try that one. Similar idea. We got a fall festival where admission costs $3 and tickets for games are 25 cents each. At the Winter Wonderland, the total amount someone could spend is calculated using the table below, which has the highest cost per ticket. How much higher? Everything's I got it. No. No. You find which one's more and by how much. Two parts to it. So we're looking at the cost per ticket. That's slope. We got per in there, right? What's the cost per ticket for the fall festival? 25 cents. It says 25 cents each. Tickets for games cost 25 cents each. So that's 25 cents per ticket. That's our slope. So now we need the slope on the table. We're going from 375 to 675. And we're going from 3 to 9. So 375 to 675. 3. 3. That's 50 cents. Yo, which one's more, 50 cents or 25 cents? 50 cents, so that's the Winter Wonderland. I'm not going to write out the whole thing. And it is higher by 25 cents.
I don't know why I was like,
All right. Any questions on that? You seeing what? Yeah. All right, a little trickier. This one has an equation. Well, not trickier, just different. Instead of an equation and a table, this one has an equation and a graph. All right, you're going to see ones like that as well. You could have like graphs, tables, equations, ordered pairs. Might be missing something, but any one of those, I'm going to ask you for, this case specifically says which one has the lower slope, okay? So we got to find the slope. So let's start with the equation. What's the slope for the equation? 2. Slope's the coefficient. That's a slope of 2, okay? So I'm even going to go ahead and write R equals 2, okay? So now we need to find the slope for function W, the graph. How do we find slope on a graph? Rise over run. So you remember we got 2 points. This one gives us 2 points. We basically make it like a little triangle, right? Which direction does rise go? Up or down, right? So we count those squares. We got 6 right there. Run is left to right. Count those squares. That's 2. It's rise over run. So it's 2. What's 6 over 2? 3. Now, here's the other thing. Is that graph, what'd you say? It's a negative. Why is it? It's decreasing as we move from left to right. So that means W, we have a slope of -3. So, which one is lower? -3 is lower. So W by how much lower? 5. Okay? Negatives obviously make it a little bit trickier, but we get the idea, right? So you just have to be able to, if it asks you just which one's lower, negative numbers are lower than positive numbers, right? So the negative automatically is the lower one. And then it says how much lower, it's asking for the distance between the two of them. And from 2 to negative 3, you got to go from 2 to 0, then 0 to negative 3. That's a total of 5 that you're going.
So also have a question, but is our schedule different today?
Any questions?